Hi class, I want to first introduce myself. My name is Dorothy Puckett and I will be your instructor for Biology 2401 this semester. What I want to accomplish in this video is to just show you the Blackboard website and also the McGraw-Hill website and show you how we will conduct our lectures. So let's go ahead and start first looking at our announcements. And so you'll see that here on this bar. And I've already asked you to join the Remind site for our class. So if you haven't done that, there are still about 5 of you who haven't. Please go ahead and do that soon so I can send messages out to you in a very quick way. You can also email me the same way. And you can also text me back the same way. I also put announcements down here for you. The next thing I want to show you is the Start Here page. And on this page, you'll see the lecture policies, the schedule day by day, which I'm still working on. This is a work in progress. And using McGraw-Hill Connect. This is a quiz just trying to see if you understand the how to use this new website we're going to look at. So the lecture policies and the schedule, I want you to look over those. I will address a few things in lecture on Monday dealing with those, but I really want you to read them first. The next thing I want to look at will be the content. And I'm sure this is where you are kind of wondering, how am I going to do this online? But we are going to work with you. As a biology faculty, we are working on making videos for lab, and like you see here, I'm going to interact with you either by video or live by Collaborate. So and with a recorded edition of that. So I think you're going to find you will be able to learn and ask questions, maybe not as if you are in an actual class, but hopefully close to that. So in this section, this is where you're going to find your outlines, or we can call them lecture notes, and PowerPoints, your assignments, and also the videos to help with content. So your notes and PowerPoints are going to be given to you one unit at a time. In this first unit, we're going to start with Chapter 1. And one thing I want to show you on this is at the end of each one of these, you will have some questions. And I want you to make sure you are answering these questions after each lecture. You go back and you try to answer them. Sometimes I will pick these up. I'll have you submit them to me. I might send them to you in an assignment and have you fill them out and then give them back to me. But you'll notice there are some short answer questions, matching, multiple choice, and these are questions that will help you as you're studying for your test. If we go back and look at our unit again, I want to show you also the assignments. And the assignments are going to be in the form of quizzes and also homework assignments. The first thing you want to do would be the homework assignments. So let's go down to those where it says Chapter 1, the Sciences of Anatomy and Physiology. That is from the McGraw-Hill Connect book, which is, the author is McKinley, and you have an ebook on McGraw-Hill. You also may have an OpenStax book. Maybe you purchased it or you know you can get it online. If you purchase the OpenStax book, you have two choices. The bookstore is going to send you a message about returning it if you want to, but you will need it next semester for Biology 2402. So that is going to be your decision. This is going to be, though, the Chapter 1 here is from McKinley. When you click on Learn Smart, it is going to first take you to McGraw-Hill and ask you to register. And I have sent you a code to enter in for access for the semester. Usually this costs about $100 a semester for this product, but we are not charging you for it. But what this allows us to do is use assignments that are really good and also have a good ebook. So here is the first assignment. Now this homework is going to be an adaptive type of homework. It's like it gives you a question at a time, and I'm going to show you this in just a minute. But if you get the question wrong, it goes kind of back to the bottom of the pile and it'll hand it to you again, sometimes in a different format. You just have to get through all the questions to get 100 on this assignment. These assignments, as you saw on the last page, are all due for the first unit by March 31st at 11:59 p.m. So you have to have your assignments done. There's no excuses. And you have to make sure you're working on them all the time. Don't wait till the last day to try to do all of these assignments, because that's not going to work. So the first thing you'll see is the ebook. And when you click on each of these pages, it will have already highlighted some things to look at. Now on this first page, I see anatomy here, but actually physiology is something else I wanted you to know the terms. So when you're looking at your lecture notes, you'll know what's important as you go through this. When we look at this and read through it, each section will give you certain things that are highlighted, but you'll also have good pictures to look at, and these should go right along with what we'll cover in lecture. I won't necessarily use these exact same pictures, but I will cover the same information. Now, once you've looked over the first chapter, or at least part of it, what you're going to want to do is start practicing on these Learn Smart questions. So I'm already in Learn Smart, and what I can do now is click on down here, Practice. And as I do that, you'll notice it'll give you a question. So this question says, cytology refers to blank. And so you're either going to know it, you're going to think you know it, you're unsure, or you have no idea what the answer is. And let's say I think I know, and I think it is the study of tissues. So I'm going to click on tissues. Oh, I'm wrong. So it says it should be the study of cells and their internal structures. Oh yeah, I remember now. Cyto means cell. So that should have been the answer. If you don't get it right, it'll just go to the back of the stack and you'll have a chance to continue to answer those questions until they're right. This first group should take you about 15 minutes to finish. If you get them all right by the end, then you get 100. But you can always go back to the reading, which you see here, if you're not sure. So I'm going to go back now to look at my content back in our course in Blackboard. So you really have two places you can be, but you can get to all of them just using Blackboard. Don't go to McGraw-Hill separately. Don't try to type in McGraw-Hill and search for it. Make sure you go under Content, and then you click on an assignment, and those assignments take you to the McGraw-Hill site. Now the next thing is very important. This is Blackboard Collaborate. This is how I'm going to deliver my lectures. So you're going to go under Collaborate, and you'll see where it says Course Room. It's available, and you want to join the course room. This is going to be like walking into your classroom in the morning and sitting down at your desk. You want to have everything there with you, but I want to show you how to do this. Over here is where we're going to have the ability to chat, and you'll see that you can type in something for the class while I am discussing information. You can also, you have the ability to chat. Over here, make sure your audio is off until you need it, and your video should be off until you need it. If I call on you, if you want to raise your hand, you can click on that and your hand is now raised. Once I answer your question, you want to put your hand down. Now you can see if we have 23 people in the class, this may be chaotic if everyone's raising their hand all the time. So I'm going to ask you to wait until I'm finished with the section, and then if you have a question, I will address that. when you are asking the question, you can put on your audio and share that, or you can put on your video and you can also share that. I think I'm still working on it. So I am learning as you are, and I want to try to make you more comfortable in what you're going to be doing with this. So I want to show you where our lectures are going to be and how you can interact with this. If you happen to miss the first lecture, I will have the recording online for you, but you can't miss every lecture. You need to be here at least twice a week for lecture, and I will take roll. So make sure you come to Collaborate at 10 o'clock, Monday through Thursday. So we're going to leave this session. So Blackboard is going to be an important part of this class. I'm also going to be on Blackboard Collaborate on Fridays from 9 to 11. So you have 2 hours of my office hours on Friday morning. And you know, if there's another time that works better for you, you can send me a remind and I can send you an answer back and let you know when I can be on. All right, so that's all I want to talk about today. Please make sure you contact me if you ever have questions. I'm here for you. I'll have something else about lab to explain to you what to do with lab, but make sure on this that you do go to your lab site as well. You need to get in there and check in and see what I have. There's lots of content in there. You are going to be looking at, this is what your page will look more like. And if we go under content, here are the Practical One resources. You really need to use these resources. I have my PowerPoints here for you to see that for exercises 1 and 2, which you're going to get started with hopefully this week instead of next week. And go ahead and start working on these now before we even start class. When you click on those resources and the PowerPoints, it may take a little bit for it to pull up, but it will be available for you. This one's taking me a while, but those PowerPoints are good. You'll notice I have one for each of the sections we're covering, and so make sure you utilize those. All right, that's all for now, and please give me questions.